Good morning, everybody. This is 20 Minutes of Coffee. Me, Ken Napzok. It's live for channel members, but you can watch it later. This is where I fire up Studio B in my home studio offices and hang out, talk about the world, drink coffee. If you're in San Diego, for San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. Actually, this week. Not going to be there on the weekend. I'll be at Flappers on the weekend. July 25th, American Comedy Company in San Diego is the place you want to be. For Mark Ellis and friends. Dave McKay's watching live. I am here in a studio that's already in the 80-degree mark. I have a giant fan going today and sipping hot coffee. Wise decision? No, not the wisest of decisions. But here we are. Hi, welcome. What's the news of the world? I am actually, I guess happy. I don't know the word. I haven't been following the Secret Service director, Kimberly Cheetle. I've been following her on the Hill, speaking in front of everybody. But she resigned this morning, and as she should. You can't preside over a assassination attempt on former president running for president currently, and as anyone who's been listening to me the last few years knows, I'm not a Trump fan, but that does not and that should not get in the way of looking at reality, which is this was a very bungled situation is the nice way of looking at it, because a man died. A man who, gets a hero send-off, I'm fine with that because he saved his family. But they were there at a Trump rally, and there should be a reasonable expectation that you don't die. And the Secret Service and local law enforcement didn't clear a roof 150 yards away. Not good. None of it good. None of it good. So I'm happy to see this. You got to go down with the ship, and she's going to be fine. She was the global security director of PepsiCo before this, and she was a Biden appointee in 2022. But hey, Biden taught us it's okay to walk off into the sunset every now and then, and she has done that this morning, and I'm actually in favor of that. I don't know. You can't preside over that incompetent of an agency. And I have, as I talked about previously, there's no conspiracy theories here. Biden appointee would not fail to do the job. And I know there's talk of, the Secret Service asked for more help. They didn't get it. That's just incompetence within an agency. And I didn't see a conspiracy theory play out at that rally. I saw lazy cops, which is what Secret Service is on a higher level. They were lazy. Trust me. Most of them are at this point. Dave McKay is here. Kingsport Cow says, let's go Kamala 2024. We'll talk about that. And Lauren Roma says, real slow news day the past 72 hours. How about the past 2 weeks? How about the past 6 months? How about the past 5 years, Roma? I'm still one of those folks that will refer to 2019 as last year. I'm still in that mode. And it's a dangerous mode to get in, because you should want to, take stock of your life, be present, be here now. And it's like I'm still waiting to recover from the lockdown. Are we allowed to go outside now? I don't know. We all press pause, and now we're not picking up the controller again. David McKay says, in response to the first story I was talking about, never attribute to malice what can be explained by stupidity. Great quote, and absolutely what's going on here. I think I've told the story one time. This is, and again, I always speak in generalities. And maybe I'm too nice. Maybe I got to stop caveating. Maybe I'd be higher up on the YouTube food chain if I stopped caveating, just because I like people and I like to communicate with a sense of warmth, not anger. But there was a time that we went to arrest a woman who had tried to steal something from Victoria's Secret. She did steal a bunch of things. which was not our job to manage. We don't deal with store-to-store stuff back in the day. But we had encountered her. She started having kind of what appeared to be a psychotic breakdown. We were trying to deal with her. Anyways, she rolls out to an intersection near the mall, which is, we're not even supposed to be on there. But she was in the middle of the intersection. She was trying to carjack cars. She was going to get hit by a car. So there's 2 police officers in our security station in the LAPD substation. And I go to one of them and I say, hey, man, and I point up to the camera monitor. I go, hey, we got this woman. She may have taken something from Victoria's Secret, but she's trying to carjack cars. Like, she actually opened up a car door and got in the passenger seat, and they talked her out of it. She's in the middle of the intersection on city property, not mall property. Just letting you guys know. And one guy didn't even look up. The other guy looks at me and goes, well, then call 911. And they didn't get up. And we end up having to arrest her, take her into custody. And it was ugly. It was a fight in the middle of a city street. So I take that small sample. And if you're wondering why an armed 20-year-old climbed a roof, was pointed out by many people, filmed by many people, and he was still allowed to get all those shots off. One that took a life. To me, that's why. That's how that stuff happens. No conspiracy needed. Speaking of no conspiracy needed, let's just go to Kamala Harris. 20 minutes of hot coffee, says Brian Taylor. You could be live in chat, too, as I sit down and rise and groan. That might be a T-shirt. Rise and groan. Kingsport Cow, would you wear a rise and groan T-shirt to work? I should not have had this hot coffee, though. Bad. It's like 83 degrees in the studio now. It's going to get like 95 today. I'll be in San Diego on the hottest day this week. I'll take that. Look, I got to say, I was on the record of wanting Joe Biden to stay in the race. And it was a lot to do with the get him over the finish line, get his administration over the finish line. We can make a change later. Like, did I expect him to finish 4 years? No, I don't know if I expected that. But I just had fear. I had fear, and I still have some fear. This is nothing's determined here. This isn't destiny. We still got a lot of hurdles to get over. But I was, I have been a little bit wrong about the unity right now behind Kamala Harris with the Democratic Party in general. Reading this article here about open contest rather than coronation. It's still technically an open contest. Good. Kingsport Cow would wear the shirt. Rising and groaning later when I get to work. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, this idea that it's a coronation, that she's been, the crown has been passed. Not true. It's not true. The convention will make it official. Anyone could still declare and run right now. But Kamala has picked up an amazing amount of support. Leading Democrats expected to back Harris. It just makes a lot of sense. This is, we got a story here. 2 senior Democrats, Chuck Schumer and leader Hakeem Jeffries, expected to endorse Kamala at a press conference shortly. Yeah, and she's got unions behind her. She got record amount of donations. So there's been the unity that I was afraid wasn't going to be there. That and the legal challenges, which the Republicans are still claiming that they're going to try to put a lot of legal obstacles between her and ballots, and that's still something I'm watching, and it's still something I was nervous about. Not because I believe they had a chance to, or we're going to pull it off successfully, but I don't trust the high courts right now too much, anyways. But you never know. Once a legal obstacle is put in front of you, it can get a little wonky. So I would. Why not avoid that? Why not push the Biden administration over the finish line, get there, and worry about things later? But this is energizing. Kingsport Cow's happy with it in chat. And I'm happy with it. I'm curious about our VP pick. We'll see where that goes. I am a fan of Mark Kelly, senator from Arizona. If most likely not going to be the choice, though. Biden tests negative ahead of his trip back to D.C. I started the show by saying I don't believe in conspiracy theories too much. If they were like, look, Coach, why don't you get some COVID and sit this one out for a week? I can see that happening. I can see that. Phantom COVID might be it there. I am looking at BBC News because I like news from around the world here. Gift House says AOC for VP. That won't work yet. I think AOC's got to get a little more. She's my favorite of the squad, but she's got to get a little more seasoned in. And nationally, I don't think she would poll well. I've seen the groups of men that she scares. I used to work with them all. I think Mark Kelly's my choice, but I just don't think Mark Kelly's going to be. I think Andy Beshear from Kentucky, the governor of Kentucky, is going to be the choice. That will be a great counter to J.D. Vance if J.D. Vance does, in fact, remain the VP candidate for the Republicans. I love these stories of Trump already saying, why do we pick this guy? I'm not going to do a Trump. I don't do Trumps. I don't do Trumps. Other people do better Trumps than me. Right? I don't do it. I didn't get on Saturday Night Live for a reason. But yeah, Beshear versus Vance would be great. But yeah, Mark Kelly, just astronaut, Arizona senator. So he has been outspoken about some of the stuff going on at the border that would help maybe pull in moderates or red votes or undecideds. But you're most likely not going to have two people on a ticket from the West Coast. And Kamala is California coast there. She's California. Lauren Roma says Shapiro or Cooper. Tiller's like me, really hoping for Mark Kelly. But, most likely I think Shapiro, Cooper from North Carolina, Shapiro from Pennsylvania, Beshear from Kentucky. Those are the folks. I just think the way you've already got Beshear out there taking big swings at pumpkin-faced J.D. Vance. And at some point today, I'm going to go get a Diet Mountain Dew. I'm going to make the trip up to 7-Eleven, get myself a Diet Mountain Dew. That was perhaps one of the most cringeworthy things I've seen. I almost want to try to find it on Twitter if I can. J.D. Vance doing the bad open mic comic routine about what everything's woke now. I can't even get this Diet Mountain Dew. They're going to say that's racist. Hey, and the crowd goes silent. Even that crowd is like, wait, what? Did they say that? What? Huh? I don't even know the connect. It was brilliant. It was brilliant in terms of how horrible it was, how dumb it was. But I have seen that every weekend for the last 3-4 years. Every time I'm up at a comedy club, you got that guy. You got that guy doing what Diet Mountain Dew was racist jokes. They're there at every, and it's not even open mics. I don't do open mics. Not looking down on open mics or open micers. I just don't do them. They're not productive for my goals as a comic. But every booked show I'm at, there's like 10 comics, and there's like 3 who don't know what the hell they're doing. And it's not even that the jokes they just don't know what they're doing on stage. And that was J.D. Vance yesterday. So not only did he have a bad joke, I have bad jokes every set. I have things that don't work every set. But it's what you would do it up there. It's your presence up there. And he thought thunderous applause. He thought he was going to say, what? Soda's woke now? Nothing. I loved it. Scotty J. Rowe is here. I love that. Lauren Romo, he's the definition of cringe. He is. I hope that Trump does not replace him. I think, it's a win-win. If Trump, after the RNC, I don't even know if they can. I don't know if they can do the hot tag and get someone else in there. But if they go through all that, print all those shirts again, they've already ruined so much funding for ads against Biden, past and probably future, that they have to scrap. All the Let's Go Brandon shirts. You're now going to see a bunch of Let's Go Brandon shirts on underprivileged kids in other countries. You know, just like the 86 Red Sox World Series T-shirts that suddenly get shipped off to some unknown land under the guise of maybe we can help some people. You're going to see a lot of underprivileged people in other parts of the world wearing Let's Go Brandon T-shirts now. Because what else are you going to do with them there? I'm sure they'll be vintage. Maybe you can sell them on eBay. That guy, I want to go to that guy in Yucca Valley. When I was out there last August, went to a friend's place in Yucca Valley for a couple of days, and down the street was that guy with a giant Let's Go Brandon and just a F Biden flag. His big 4x4 truck was caked in all this stuff. That guy's got until January, it's good till January, then what's he going to do after that? JD Vance not making the lineup your next headline show then. David McKay says, no. And I love those guys. I love those guys, man. I'll tell you what. You could tell the moment you walk in a comedy green room, and I try to be a green room friend. I introduce myself to every comic. I ask questions, and I get my stuff prepped too. But I try to be nice. But you can just tell the guys who walk in the green room who are not just going to eat it. They're just going to eat it for all those Diet Mountain Dew reasons. This is a great here. So here's Andy Bashir, ain't one of us. Governor fires back, advances comments, and Veep creator reminds the internet the show was a fictional comedy. Scotty says going from Pence to Vance really wasn't a challenge for that graphic designer. Not so much. There it is. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have endorsed Vice President Harris, wrapping up key support among Democratic leadership. So look, they'll go to the convention. It is still technically open, but it's what's happening. This is it, and I love it. And like I said, I'll eat a little bit of crow on my fear of the lack of unity that might have been on the left after a change like this. I was for pushing Biden over the finish line. And you can make your jokes about literally having to push them over your finish line. And that's fair. That's fair. Armando Iannucci says, don't forget we made it all up, though. The creator and writer Veep wrote in response to a comment on X that summarized Meyer's political rise and fall in this sitcom. One of the greatest shows of all time. If you have not taken the swing through Veep, now is the time. It is pretty impressive. I'm almost out of here today. I got to get some work done. We are going to be doing a special blathering, and I'll take some questions here. Scotty's got a question I'm going to answer here. If you're live in chat, or you're one of the channel members that are hanging out with me today live, post a little question. I'll do a little Q&A as I get on out of here today. How about that? In fact, I'll even bring you back my big face. There's my big face there. Tomorrow, blathering, Wednesday. We'll do a quick blather. I think I have it set for 5. I might move it up to 4:30 because I got to be wrapped and off by 6. And then Thursday, I'm headed to San Diego to do comedy, and I'll be back Friday. Got a show Saturday in Burbank. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We did the big San Diego Comic-Con Memories episode last week for the blathering. Let's check it out. We got questions coming in here. Scotty says, are you looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine? I am. I have. I know I put it out there that maybe I don't like Marvel or MCU as much as I just put out there that I'm not a big fan, or I don't watch a lot of them. But I've seen most of them. I like them. Black Widow was the last one that I think I saw in the theater, and I love Black Widow. I really love Black Widow. I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because my fiance did, and then came back, went and saw it with her sister, and then came back, had like a nervous breakdown because of the violence and cruelty to animal-like characters that just scarred her. So I haven't watched it because I don't want to watch that either. But I'm excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. I know we're moving Deadpool into the MCU Marvel umbrella, but I'm excited about that. I already know, Daphne Keene's back and Hugh Jackman. Logan's one of my favorite films, but I do this. There's no reason to say that they can't come back. Glad they're there. The early reactions were positive, so I'm going to try to actually see that in a theater. Believe it or not, I'm going to get out of my house and go see it in a theater there. David McKay says, I think I might have to, in terms of Veep, I really liked The Thick of It. What is The Thick of It? Is that his other show? I want to watch that. Can I get that on BBC America or something like that? That'd be fun. That'd be good. Laserbolt is here. Kingsport Cow says, have I ever drank non-alcoholic beer? I have. And in fact, I did it last week accidentally. I was, what was I on? I was on someone else's show. Was it Star Wars Explained? Maybe it was Star Wars Explained when we did the Acolyte Season 8 reaction. I think it was. And I had a beer can, because I don't drink a lot of beers, you all know. I had a beer can in the fridge, grabbed it, like, oh, I'll have a beer, because I just didn't have a mixer for any drink. And I think I got like halfway through it, and it might have been the Blathering last week. I can't remember. One of the shows last week. And I got halfway through it. I looked down. It was a non-alcoholic beer. It's like, oh, that's why I'm not feeling it. That's why I'm not feeling funny and zippy and whippy and witty. So yeah, I have beer. I've had a non-alcoholic beer before, Cal. And there was a point in time, I didn't drink till I was 26, and I think I was like, maybe I'll just do some non-alcoholic beer, and beer just doesn't taste good to me. And cold beer, first couple sips, I'm there with you. A cold Corona with a lime in it, yeah, I'm there. A little Dos Equis, some chips and salsa, I'm there. But then after it gets warm, I'm out. Kingsport Cal says, I've been dabbling with non-alcoholic beer lately. It's been working for you. Well, if it does, that's great. If it scratches the itch, it's like non-sodas. I'm flummy today. I apologize. I need a beer. Like non-sodas or vegan stuff. If you can find something that substitutes the thing you love but harms you less, I think that's a great idea. Brian Tiller says there are some good non-alcoholic IPAs out there. Surprisingly tasty. I like surprisingly tasty beers. There you go. And David McKay confirms that's his British show from before Veep. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is Veep is put together by someone from the UK, which I guess is just politics, and the politics of politics are universal. That's probably what that speaks to. But I always found that amazing because he nails it. Nails it, I say. All right. Always love hanging out with all of you. Getting the day started with y'all. We're going to be doing more of these and more stuff here on the channel. So subscribe if you're watching on the public view later. And appreciate it. I appreciate you, some older folks coming back. I had someone send me a nice message saying, hey, I was a big Screen Junkies fan. It was key and important to my life during, it made me become a film fan. And I just kind of was watching some old clips and I saw your drunk movie fights episode. And I thought, what the hell are all these people doing? And so he looked me up and he found this here channel. I love that kind of stuff. I'm still here. I never left. Just more gray in the beard. And more stand-up comedy. That's right. See you in San Diego. Going to be a lot of fun. 8 o'clock show. Deadpool and Wolverine screening is happening at the same time. You're not going to get into it. You're not going to get into it. You could try, but you can get into this show. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's it. We'll see you next time here. 20 minutes of coffee.